Hey guys, join me in the closet. It's 7 minutes in heaven.
Thank you so much, Jason, for sharing your closet with all of us. This is 7 minutes in heaven. This is where we're going to talk about sports for definitely longer than 7 minutes. We got a lot to talk about because there's been some exciting shit in sports happening recently, including Florida State losing again. That's super exciting, but at least we saw a little something.
There was hope.
But we'll talk about that. We also had, there's some college football news and notes. That's interesting. We'll see what that's all about. NFL, we'll go over our studs and duds, our overreactions, talk about our teams, talk about the NFL overall, and then one of our teams is still rocking and rolling in the MLB playoffs. We'll see if he's got something he wants to talk about. But we are going to start our 7 minutes in heaven by introducing.
I thought you did that on purpose until you went back and corrected yourself.
Have on. Introducing the crew that is here. We got everybody here, including myself. My name's Kevin. I'm the 7th greatest person in the world. The #1 hurricane prepper in Northwest Florida.
Yeah,
Southwest Florida.
All of Florida, but I guess.
I used to live in Northwest Florida. But yeah, I also have my boy Jose. He's also prepping hurricane, getting ready for what's his dick? Fucking Milton.
Milton. By now, by the time that this comes out, we'll still be alive. We'll be good.
No, you guys might
Maybe.
still be hanging around. Yeah,
Maybe.
it's close.
Why are we in this death mode right now, bro? You did it
By
right
the
before
time
we
that
hit
the
record.
podcast episodes come out, then we'll be dead.
Go.
Yeah, we'll be there. And it's been real, folks. Just so you know. Then I got my boy Chase. He's got his son's headphones on tonight, looking all cute.
They're not Hudson's,
Boy, Chase?
but they do look very similar. If you want, on the pee break, I'll go grab Hudson so you can see
He's
the
like,
difference.
if you want, later on, I'll steal them from my son, and I'll be like, give me this. I need it for the podcast.
No, he's not using them. He's asleep.
I know what I'm getting you for Christmas. Actually, I need to start making the Christmas.
bunch
list.
of
I didn't
food.
do it
The
last
yeah.
year.
Chase would
Christmas
be the easiest
gift.
person
You
to buy
didn't do a
anything
Christmas
for.
thing last year.
That's literally what I just said, you motherfucker. You should just fucking try not to be so goddamn angry all the time.
Okay.
Speaking of angry, I got my boy Jason here. He's wearing an awesome shirt celebrating the Packers' victory.
I got a few
Beer,
fuck-offs
cheese,
and
lakes, and Green Bay.
I got a few
think it
fuck-offs in the
says-
Chicago airport wearing that.
I believe it.
Did it on purpose.
You know you're
100%.
doing something right.
Yep.
You got
Just got a
fuck-offs
little.
from
It's
Bear
just more of a
fans?
like fuck off, and I was like, oh, okay, it's okay. I understand.
It's okay. You guys suck.
They're
It's all
just
right.
mad that we just beat their ass all the time. Literally all the time.
Yeah.
It's not our fault.
Not even.
And then we got low key Chris down here. Chris has got his sunglasses on. His
fucking
tank
vibing.
top,
I mean,
fucking
Jags
backer
won. I'm
tech.
celebrating the Jags finally got in the win column.
That's a
Fuck
beautiful
yeah!
thing.
I'm supporting my team too with my tank top. The gays. Hey, here we go. Let's fucking go.
bought that Subaru.
I'm on Team
It's
Gays.
like, here we go.
Yeah.
Your
Changed
Subaru was
man.
probably like, oh my god, maybe he'll be okay with it.
Yeah.
see.
I mean, look, we're all happy to be on Team Gays. So
Hashtag Team Gays.
I'm about it.
uh,
I got something for you.
yeah, we're gonna. Oh.
Yeah.
We're going to update our pigskin pick'em now. That's going to be the first thing we do tonight. So get excited. I know 2 people that are excited. I don't know about the rest of you fuckers. But Chris, do you have that pulled up for us?
I sure do. I'm shocked you didn't want to
Well-
read it yourself.
Well, one of us doesn't know apparently, so that's interesting because he's like, "Oh, what do you mean?" Go ahead.
Okay, fair enough. So somebody named Chocolate Eater is tied for first with J Dollar Sign at 48 and 29.
Woo!
Wow, Kevin, like you haven't been on the top and then just fucked it up later on in life. So cool.
The season is still very early.
I've
Kevin's
actually
on a high
never
note.
led this pigskin pick'em before.
You have the
I have-
worst memory
I have
of all time, and I
never
will question
led.
that. You are full of shit.
I have
You
never.
no idea.
I am always mid tier. Like
Can we
at
get a
this
fact
point,
check on that?
At this point, if I continue this trend of what I'm doing is complete dominance, then I can miss a week and
You're literally
still.
tied right now.
Prove it.
Like how you
Prove
can
it.
complete dominance with
I-
Jason.
Hey, look,
we can miss a
yeah, you're doing good too.
Oh God, but you're dominating, but everyone's doing good.
No, just you. Everybody else sucks.
Where's Jason?
Well, Chris has got the list.
Hey, it's funny you
Right
asked.
underneath him.
46 and 30. Wait,
Just how
who's
Kevin's
JP?
dream.
Who's J dollar sign? Who's JP
That's
Knowles?
Justin. Justin took a picture last week and sent it to me. He's like, since this will probably be the only time I'm in first place, I want it documented.
Okay.
So
So then
Oh,
Jason
Jason's not Jay
Jason
Money's
is
on?
JP Knowles. He's 46 and 30. He's 2 behind you.
Oh god.
You suck,
Winning
bro.
means nothing. It's about losing. By the
you're
way.
also up like
This is
one
true.
game with like
And it's week
11
5.
weeks left.
It is week 5.
And then
They've
so
added,
Jason's
like,
in
18
second
more weeks to the season.
from
so-
all
I'm
of us.
definitely up more than one game on
2. You're
people
up 2
like
games.
Chris.
Oh yeah, I mean you're up quite a few on me.
Oh,
But
yeah,
again, there's plenty of time for you
And
to fuck
since
it
it's
up.
all about losing, what's the fucking point of a game if it's all about losing?
to not
all
lose.
about losing.
What do you get if you win?
Nothing.
We don't get anything. The winner of the actual league
world.
outside of us gets the gift card. You don't get jack shit, bro.
You just
It's
get
always been like that, Kev. I don't want to hear you bitching again.
Look at him,
Every
look at him.
time it's
He's
about
not-
the rules. Like
He won't care
Jason
in
doesn't do
4
anything.
weeks when he's not
I
winning.
don't win anything. I have a small penis. Like it's not our problem, bro.
deal
That's
with
a
it.
you problem.
I'm sorry.
That was
Ryan.
spot on. I thought Kevin was talking for a second.
Me too.
Then in third place you've got Chase at 45 and 32.
That would be bronze medal for those.
Oh
keeping
well,
score.
thank you for clarifying that it's the bronze medal.
Kevin on
And
some
then
right now.
you've got Jose at 43 and 34. And then
that
in
would
the-
be not on the medal stands. For
Thank you again for clarifying. And
Captain
then
Obvious
sitting at last place,
somewhat.
you've got myself
Bringing
at
it up
41
the rear.
and 36.
Say
You
your
could
record
that.
again.
41 and 36.
Jesus Christ!
So how much are you back from Kevin?
I think I'm like what 5 or 6 games behind Kevin.
That's actually starting to get a little scary. That's part
As
of
I
the.
said-
Well, until Kevin forgets.
As
Well, I
I
mean,
said
Kevin's good for
before,
at least a week or 2 to forget.
when we're done, as I said before,
I'll
if I
never be done.
continue this trend, then I have the ability to take a week off and still be safe from Chris's.
You bold.
That's
bitch.
assuming Chris guesses every game correctly too.
He
which
will. I think he's the only one in this group that has not missed a week.
I'm
I've
saying
never missed a week.
if I took the week
Shut up,
off,
Jose or Kevin's feeling himself. He's like, I'll take the week off and fuck it.
This
if I-
whole thing is just one huge kiss of death. I mean, you know,
No
there's-
talk,
there's
Kevin.
no
Shut up.
shot.
I'm not saying I'm going to win the whole thing, but what I'm saying is I've put myself in a position. Once again, I'll try to
On
explain
week
this.
5.
That if I accidentally do not pick like I've done every year, and that's the only reason that I lose, then I still have a decent chance of not losing completely.
Kevin hits
Now,
a home
For
run
the
in the
record, we
first
don't
inning. And he's
know
like,
that's
"Oh, this
the
is
only
great.
reason that
We're
you
gonna win
lose
this game."
because
That is 100% the only
I mean,
reason I lose.
there's no guarantee that you would have gotten enough correct to not lose. We don't know. You could have gotten them all wrong that last week, like you
That's
just said.
true. That is true.
We don't
That
know
is-
for a fact.
We don't
that's
know
the
for
only
a
reason.
fact, and we also don't know for a fact
don't.
that anybody's going to be alive tomorrow, right, Jose?
That's true.
Yeah,
So
you
better
guys
set that
enjoy
lineup
these last
before we
few
all
days,
die.
guys.
Enjoy
Enjoy
it.
these
Hey,
days.
cheers, boys.
Cheers to your last few days.
Get that dick. Mm-hmm. Empty
Get
it
that
out.
dick. Yeah,
Hey,
we're not. We're
t-
just gonna kind of forget about last week where he's just drinking a beer and drinks outside of that dick. That was kind of
Prove it.
That's a shit.
I
Oh,
sure did
okay.
forget
I
that.
don't know. There's fucking video. Go on YouTube. It's all
Yeah,
over.
I feel
No,
like he needs
it's
to
not on
leave.
YouTube.
It is on
Kevin's
YouTube,
Immediately
No, it's not
delete
because
video.
it was before the show.
and I put the
No, it
before the show stuff on.
No,
there.
you didn't.
I did. The Subaru talk was the
interesting.
before the clip.
It was. It was
That's
on the show.
interesting. Did you watch the
Ooh.
YouTube? Because somebody produces that YouTube, not you.
You literally take my project file and hit export, motherfucker.
Stop it! Stopped it.
I'm actually gonna go back and I'm gonna see just unnecessary
cut that,
censorship
cut that.
all over.
It's
and
just
I'm
gonna be me
"Motherfucker."
For like 30 seconds.
Speaking of, I mean, since we're just all depressed right now, here we go.
SEC, Florida State, your team, your heartbeat. We some
Don't have to
dogs,
say
man.
it every time.
I feel like he does
Why?
at this
There has
point.
to
He
be
has
something
to.
fun about this fucking season, right?
All right, I'm gonna have very little.
Us
'cause I-
being like when with the only thing that's associated with us, the intro, that makes us happy and hyped up, and you're like SEC.
Well,
Like, that's not what
fucking
he
says.
dumbass
A,
Winston,
not what he
why-
says. Not what
why
he
has
says,
this
and
being
B,
SEC. That's
he didn't
mad at
say it.
Winston for
Oh,
that.
just fuck it.
Chase, before we go
So,
into negative Nancy life, give me 3 positive takeaways, and not overly optimistic, like legit 3 positive takeaways, not something you have to find, and then tell me if you believe in all the hype that everyone has right now with Brock.
Okay. Landon Thomas. just that. I mean, these are all basically going to be in the similar vein, which is young players playing. But Landon Thomas, true freshman tight end, 7 catches, 80 yards, ridiculous. Amari Williams, other true freshman tight end, got his first catch, which happened to be a 13-yard touchdown. So 2 true freshman tight ends just taking off is great to see. And then with the third, I'll go with LaWayne McCoy actually getting some playing time. He still doesn't have a catch on the season. But it just shows, again, that we're finally kind of starting to turn more towards the freshmen. I could add more, but those are the three pass catchers, since that's been one of the biggest issues we've had this year. It's great to see that we're playing some true freshmen.
Still an issue, by the way.
It is.
Yeah, it's always going to be an issue.
And before we
It
go
doesn't have to always be an issue. Wait a second.
If it has been through 6 games, it's going to be.
Because, again, Landon Thomas and Amari Williams looked great. Now, Amari Williams only had the 1 catch, but it was a great catch. He went up, high pointed the ball for a fucking touchdown. It's awesome.
Before we get into the Brocktober Hype Fest, if it's worthy or not, I agree with Chase on that one, because I don't know about you, but I started getting into the fear of we're going to have a lot of good talent transfer out of here if we don't get them in. And I feel like that's where I take the pro out of all 3 things you said there. It's like if we give them more and more play time, I feel like it might have a lot of returning freshmen, and that's a fucking win.
Yeah.
Because that was my biggest fear. I was like, eventually these people, we don't start them, they're gone. Even like Brock, I have a feeling you feel like we might lose what's his face. Let's say DJ's gone. I can't think of second string.
Luke
Cromenhawk?
You think we lose him?
No, I think he would stick
think
around
so.
at least one more year.
Okay. All right. Hype Fest. Do you believe it?
Who you asking?
Believe what? That we're
Anybody.
still a
Everybody.
losing team? Yep.
No, but everybody was like, it was the most positive I've ever seen FSU fans when it came to a loss. Obviously, it was a lot of negative. I didn't really get to see a lot of the game, so I didn't really know if it was just overhype or people just hated fucking DJ and they're like, everything's better than DJ.
I can only speak for myself, but I was extremely impressed with Brock. I thought he made a lot of really good throws. I feel like he got kind of screwed in the sense of drop passes, which so did DJ. At least his drop passes didn't go for picks. That holding call wiped off, a 35-yard pass. Lots of drop passes wiped off. Other ones. And everyone, like I've seen on that infamous Knowles only group, people are like, I mean, he still only put up 13 points. Like, we were only averaging 15, so he actually put up less than we're averaging. Like, yeah, context also matters. This is fucking Clemson. Little different than Boston College. Not to mention drop passes, which, again, you can say DJ had that too. Penalties, you can say DJ had that too. But one thing DJ, at least to my memory, didn't have is 3 fucking horrific snaps that completely killed drives. We are in field goal range on one of them, and he snapped the ball fucking 30 yards over his head, and he has to run back on third. I think it was like 3rd and 6. He's got to run back and fall on it when we are already in field goal range. We get at least 3 there. Possibly, I mean, who knows? We pick up a first, we score a touchdown, we're right back in the game. Like, the game was not out of hand at that point. So those 3 bad snaps really killed me more than anything else. But Brock really impressed me. I was really impressed with Brock. He did everything that we wanted him to do. He scrambled around. He avoided pressures. Like, he made correct reads. He took shots, man. That alone was nice to see. Like, just fucking throw the ball down the field.
Chase, I agree with you. Kevin, I don't know if you agree with him.
No, I mean, yeah, he looked good. Like,
did you expect more?
I don't know what the expectations were. I mean, like, we've been in the fucking mud for the past 4 or 5 weeks at this point. We're at the point where, like, even a spark of, like, somebody just out there fucking trying their best is what I was looking for, and I thought that's what he was doing. He missed some throws, he made some throws, but he, especially like when it came time for him to run or scramble like that. What was it? Fourth down.
Fourth and 9, I think. Yeah.
4th and 9. That run showed me everything that I need to know about that boy. Is that he actually fucking cared. He said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do this by myself if I have to," and go out there and get that first down when we needed it. And he got it. Did it pay off in the end? No. But I mean, that second half, I thought we played a lot better football. That if we play like that all the time, we got a chance to win games. But we have to play like that completely. No, we still have lots and lots of problems that start with drop passes, penalties, shitty offensive line play is still there.
Run game.
Any sort of
your
run game.
non-existent run game.
But also, like, you have to call running plays as well. So that's still an issue. I don't know why we're still letting Norvell off the hook, but that motherfucker's offensive play calling is probably the worst I've ever seen in my
I
life.
don't know if anyone's letting Norvell off the hook. I mean, in our group chat alone, I talked about the fucking screen passes that he's
They're the worst
he's just
play
keeps
call
doing
ever.
it, and
And
it's not working.
I have no problem if you want to run a screenplay. Fine.
Agreed.
Don't run
Yeah.
the same exact screenplay every time to the point where now teams like
They
in
know.
that game we're already baiting on that shit. So if you're gonna do that, fucking run like a fake screen pass one time. Why do I keep on saying pass? That's like the second time I was saying. Run a fake screen pass one time to the point where like you got to keep them on their toes or something. Every time you flip your hips, and go to throw that screen pass, they're not even. I mean, they're 100% full blast going
They're all
towards it.
over it.
Yeah, it's nothing. Doesn't work. Never has. Never will. But
Chris, you haven't said anything. I mean, Jose probably won't, but Chris, where you at?
I mean, I don't think that the coaching should be let off the hook, and I don't think that we're letting it off the hook, but I think that other people are way more wrapped up on,
I don't know. I watch or I follow a few accounts, and it's pretty much fire Norvell. When I'm like, chill the fuck out,
Which is
not gonna
stupid.
happen
It's
for
never
many
gonna happen.
reasons.
which is also not
But I don't know if
realistic,
they.
I don't think that's stupid. Why is it stupid?
Why is what's
Fire Norvell?
You can't afford to fire him.
I don't
One,
think
you
it's
can't
realistic.
afford
I
him,
don't
and
think
two,
it's
I don't
realistic.
think. Yeah, like, you don't have a back-to-back. You have one bad year, you just fire the coach.
Agreed.
No shot.
Makes no sense.
Yeah,
He doesn't have one bad year under his belt.
he has
Realistically,
two
that
first year
back-to-back
doesn't
good
count.
years, then a bad year. So like, I don't understand. Like,
So if we had the money to fire him, you want him fired. If you
Fuck
had the money
yeah.
right now to pay him
Yeah.
to fire him, you buy him right
He's
now.
the wrong guy. Tell me
the
what you
wrong-
see. What do you see in him out there every Saturday that you are like, God damn, that's my
Are we
fucking
only
coach.
looking at this season? We don't get to look back at anything else that he's done at FSU because that's absurd.
Yes, because you have to look at it season
No,
by
you-
season.
No, you look at the whole fucking career. You're out of your mind. Why would you only look at just this year?
You have to adjust to the team that you have. You don't have Jordan
No one is
Travis
saying that
anymore.
Norvell has
You don't have
killed it
fucking
this year.
Keon Coleman in there, but you're still trying to run the same shit. You got fucking DJ out there trying to run like fucking what's his name, Jordan Travis. It ain't fucking working, and you need to adjust. If you're not adjusting, and especially. Big surprise, you put Brock in there. He fucking went out there and did something. You should have made that change fucking week 3.
You could have won a couple more games.
Yeah.
Be 3-2 right now if you put him in.
No one's denying, at least, I mean, no one on this podcast that I've heard has denied that Norvell has coached a bad season. What you're saying is that alone should get him fired, and that's where I disagree, because I'm going back to what he has done in previous seasons and thinking that he can recapture that momentum. I don't know what it is about this year, but he just looks like he doesn't care about this team.
You see him on the
So
sideline.
that's
the
who
whole
you
time.
want
He's
coaching your football team, Chase?
Yeah, because I think that he will care about future teams. I think this actually
Why?
might end up being the wake-up call that he fucking needs.
When?
I think he got complacent. I think that he kind of all that fire, and I also think, I don't want to keep blaming the snub, but I do think that plays a big part. Like, that kind of destroys a little bit of your soul, man. And I think
but
that
you
caused-
can't go out there.
snob.
I think that caused a hangover coming into this season.
You can't go out there and tell your kids, hey, look, you got to put the pass in the pass after the first loss. You got to put the pass in the pass. We got to focus on, we got to be resilient. Let's fucking go out. And then you're sitting there crying still about something that happened,
He has
I don't think
about it, though.
I don't think it's a cry thing. I honestly think it's like Chase said. I think it's like the yips or something like that. Like something's in his head, and I think he needs a spark in there. And just like he's a human being, like the players are right there. So I also think I also think he gets shit on about not being able to develop players. And everyone talks about how Travis was like a one of a kind of player, but he fucking developed Travis. Like, let's be real here. I think that's something that
100%.
everyone fucking talks about all the time. He can't develop players. He can't. You have Verse and you have Travis. You consider those two players coming in. They're both talented players, but weren't performing at where their level should have been at. And then you have Verse and Travis at the end of their careers at FSU. They did really fucking well, right? So I think he can develop. I think he's just something's fucked up in his head right now, and I honestly think he needs to fire.
Yeah,
I think
so
Atkins
he can be
needs to be
fucked
out.
up somewhere else where we're trying to win
I think
football
Atkins needs to be
games.
fired.
You're going to fire at the end of the year. You're going to fire everybody. They're
I
all
don't
going to be
think
gone.
no. I don't think it's a clean slate. I think you keep
I
the
think so.
defense.
Sertan.
I think they keep the defense. I think Atkins is gone. Special teams might be gone.
Atkins full. I think they all could be fired. I mean,
I just
if
don't
you
understand
finish,
how you can justify keeping Atkins. And I like Atkins. I think he's a good coach, but holy shit,
No,
the offensive line, which is
It's
his specific thing,
awful.
has been awful.
What is? Has
This
anybody
not just
talked
this
to?
year, last year too.
I don't
I
follow. I
think
don't
he is a
follow
good
every
coach. Can I
single
just be clear
interview.
that? I just want to be clear. I don't see how we can call Atkins a good coach. If you watch last year, most of last year was scrambled Travis that got us a first down and a couple field goals, or got us in a break or a big toss down. I don't really think Atkins is a good coach. I don't see how we can say that.
Again, for me, it was going back further, but this is now 2 straight years. That's the thing, is I can typically do the opposite of what Kev does, which is, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We just have different philosophies on what we look for in coaching. You have a shorter leash than I do. But Atkins, now this is the 2nd straight year that we were supposed to have this like veteran offensive line that has all these starts under their belt and should be able to, and they've been one of the worst offensive lines in the country. That's
Mike called it.
back-to-back years.
He called it the best one he's ever seen.
Yeah.
Of all,
One of
like,
the-
and then this is what you get.
Going back to Norvell, Kevin kind of alluded to like people giving him credit for starting Brock. Does he start Brock if DJ doesn't get hurt? Or
Yes.
are we having a different conversation here?
You'd like to hope so.
Brock
You'd
was
like to
saying,
really
sure.
hope so, because
I
you
don't
can't
think
keep-
anybody
you
knows
could-
that for a fact.
I mean,
No.
you
No one
can't know
can
for
a
sure.
fact.
But
In my opinion, Brock was starting this game no matter what.
I think that pick 6 against SMU. That
Then
was
why
it.
wouldn't he
was
start
done.
3 weeks ago? Like what?
That's a great fucking question.
He should.
I think it's.
yeah.
I think yes and no. I think in his eyes, he's like, all right, I got to give him at least 3 or 4 games to get better. Like
No. In the NFL, yes, and not in college.
why not?
Not in college.
Because
Why?
You lose
you have
2 games,
DJ
you're
for
fucking
1
out.
year.
You're out. Nobody's
That's-
fucking
no,
out
you
there
can-
winning national champions. You know.
I
Not with the
disagree on that one.
automatic.
I don't think you're out after 2
bid of
games.
winning the
Okay, maybe not 2 games, but
Yeah,
look,
no,
you
your
can't
point
start
is-
the season fucking the way we started.
I agree.
I agree, but again, I go back to saying like, if it wasn't for our receivers dropping the balls, he had an out. That's the issue. That's the issue. You got to be honest with you.
Offensive
If those
line and
if those
drop
balls
passes,
weren't
no
dropped,
run game.
he's out. He's out. Like I guarantee you, he's out. But because there was an excuse, like fuck, DJ, your numbers are bad, but also we have a lot of drops. I think that's why you had to keep him, because he wasn't losing the game for you. He just wasn't winning.
From whose perspective? Yours or the coaches?
Both.
So you're saying that DJ was good enough to play after week 3, like to continue to play?
Here's the only thing I'll say, and I'll stop, and I won't make any more arguments. How I look at it is he wasn't losing the game. So what are you telling the player if they're playing at a standard but they're not losing it for you, you're pulling them. And then if let's say that happens with the next player and the next player, then you're in this whole cycle of Weatherford and Xavier Lee where you're in and out of players and it's not fucking healthy for a team. So I think in his mind, he was like, all right, he's not losing this game, and also we have all of these incomplete passes. So what happens if I throw in Brock and he does the same thing and he's playing just as good as DJ? Then I look like an asshole. I'm not really doing anything. So that's what I think. Now, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I really do think that he wasn't physically losing us the game, but there was no way he was going to win us the game either.
Yeah.
And
I
so
think
our
so
you
his
think it
run
was?
defense, and he
You're saying it was
expected
a.
and I also think he expected a run offense to play better,
Any
because that's
life.
what I thought going into the
fucking
game that was going to happen. I thought he was like, all right, I never expected high caliber quarterback play, but let's hope our run game comes and then it'll be complimentary. And
They
it
don't
just
try
never
to run
happened.
the ball. I mean,
I agree with
They
that
can't
one.
run the ball.
And I agree with you 100%,
there's
Kevin.
no
I think his
chance
play
they're gonna run
calling is
you'll
absolutely
never know
atrocious.
if you don't try.
I mean, they ran it like 13 times last game for like 13 yards.
When you're
I
the
mean, are we
second,
counting? If you're counting Brock's run,
No,
as,
I'm
okay.
not counting Brock.
So 23 minus 5. Malik Benson had a reverse. I guess that counts. Negative 5 yards on that.
you
Cam
literally-
Davis had 6 carries and Toafili had 10 carries.
So
16
16
times.
So they try, they're just not going anywhere.
16 times is not
For how
fucking
many
trying.
yards?
Yeah, what are the
80
yards? How many times?
16 carries is not
For
fucking
how
trying.
many yards?
How many
Say
yards
the
did they get
goddamn
off 16
yards.
carries?
Till Philly had 16 yards.
Yeah.
Cam
You have
Davis
these-
had 13.
You have the second worst running game in all of college football.
Why
Yeah, I'm
would
sorry,
anybody?
Kev, I'm willing to give up on the run if we've run it 16 times for 29
No
yards.
fucking shot. No fucking.
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
I'm done with it.
16 carries for 29 yards for your running backs. Yeah, man. I kind of get giving up on it.
You're halfway through the
When
year.
I
Fuck
didn't,
it.
like
You
I
got
said,
me.
I didn't get to watch this game. When did they feel like they gave up? Like, was it?
They
scarce?
never tried.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
They
asking.
tried, man. It was
No,
run for
They
1
did not.
yard.
No, they
That's
would
what I'm
fucking.
asking.
Run for 1
They
yard.
would sprinkle it in
screen
here and
pass,
there.
and then another pass. Then it would be run for -1 yards.
Yeah, they
And
run
pass
it.
fast.
Yeah,
I mean,
They run it on
when
first
you're
down and then
getting
give up.
Nothing, and just
Yeah.
every single time
When you
run
lose
the
a
ball,
yard
you're
or
getting
go
it's
nowhere.
just like a
I get
quarterback.
giving
If
up
you can't just like get the ball and hand off every time and expect to get 20 yards.
but you've got to get something, man. Averaging
Yeah,
less.
you
than
got to
2
get
yards
into a
carry,
rhythm of fucking running the ball.
You're acting like we ran the ball 5 times, bro. 16, while not a lot, is not a teeny amount either.
But I will say to Kevin, I get what he's saying. Like almost the fact that like run once, run again, and then throw it. I feel like we run, have a negative, and then we're like throw. So I didn't see the game, so I can't say. But if it was scarce like that, where it's like one negative, all right, we're gonna throw. Like you do
Yeah,
as
there
an
was
as a
multiple
defense.
times where-
Okay, but I'm saying if that was the case, I feel like the defense is at that point like, all right, these dumbasses are gonna run for the first down. They're not gonna get it, but I know they're gonna pass the next one.
Look,
So if they were
I
predictable.
am an advocate for being, if not 50-50 pass run, being close to 50-50 pass run. But you can't deny that the run game has been awful. And you can say we don't run it
Horrible.
enough, but 16 carries is not 5 carries, man. 16 carries is not a tiny amount of runs. Like, it's not like we ran 100 plays and only 16 of them were runs. Like, I don't know what the exact percent was. I don't know how many times we dropped back to pass, but it would be maybe like 30 to 16. 35 to 16, like that's still not where I would personally want it, but you're acting like we ran the ball 5 times for 20 yards and then just stopped running the ball. We ran the ball 16 times for 29 yards. That is horrendous.
And we know what we're going to get. It's going to either lose a yard or going to get a yard, then we're going to be behind the chains and like just throw
Is
it
there
anyway.
anything a team can do when it's this bad a running game? Like, what do you look like? Is it all just rely on the offensive line? Like, is
Throw
this,
the ball.
if
It
that is
honestly,
fixed-
I mean, I'm not going to act like I know exactly where the hole is they're supposed to be looking for, but to me, it does seem like every single time the running back hits the ball, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
Just
he's
nothing
just
at all.
immediately swarmed, and he's like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do?"
We're just getting our own guys like pushed into the backfield. I did see a breakdown on Twitter of it was it's funny because the breakdown was supposed to be highlighting Landon Thomas on a counter. He pulled around the end and did a good job of blocking a guy. And he did. It was great. And that was the whole point of the Twitter thing. But I couldn't help but notice the other guy that pulled got knocked back like 3 yards. And if he didn't, Toafili had a hole there because Landon Thomas did seal his blocker, and Toafili could have picked up a solid, I don't know, at least 7 yards on that with
Hey,
how talented
I'll take
Toafili
that
is. He
on a
could have
run.
even broken it. But instead, the offensive guard, and it's not like the guy shed the block, but he pushed the guard back. And that just blew up the whole play where I think we ended up getting 1 yard on.
Damn.
It's that kind of shit, dude.
Yeah.
This offensive lineman looked like he had 30 pounds on this defensive player, and he got knocked back like 2 yards.
That's the thing too. Like even when we played against Cal or SMU, like I feel like our offensive line actually do look pretty big,
Yeah.
and bulky against
just
it.
get
Our
pushed
D
around.
line looks tiny, but they actually at least get penetration.
Yep.
But our
Ooh.
offensive line looks huge. So I don't understand. I know I can never say penetration.
I don't get it, man. Again, that blew up the play.
Yeah.
And it sucks because it looked like every other offensive lineman did their job. But on a counter, those pulling guards are so important. And he, instead he got blown up and blew up the play.
Feel you. We have a bye week, and then who would we play?
Get a Duke on a Friday night.
I wanted to go to that game. I really did.
The
I
Duke
just don't
game?
know if yeah, it's only like a 2-hour drive from me.
I mean, there you go.
But
Mine?
we suck so much ass. I just
would you
don't,
wanna do
I
that
don't
to
know if
yourself?
Hey, because you never know. They never lost.
guys-
Duke. They
it's
could
a
beat Duke.
gorgeous
They could
drive.
beat Duke, man.
October.
You could see win number 2, and then if you win and they won, then you have to go the rest. That's
Yeah, and then we could if we win another one, we could get on a winning streak. It has
What is
done
what is
before.
that? A winning streak? You say?
It's 1 in a row.
What's this college football news and notes?
Oh, it's something I had because this past weekend, next weekend is like supposed to be like the really stacked weekend with a lot of good matchups, and this past weekend was dubbed like a
Upset
bo-
City.
no. Heading in, it was like supposed to be such a boring weekend of nothing, but 5 of your top 11 teams lost. You had Alabama lose to Vanderbilt.
Hold on.
Dude, yeah, that's a whole different thing. But like you had Vanderbilt beat Alabama, and then they took the goalposts all the way down Broadway, threw them in the river,
Love it.
and then
Were you
like I
there?
said, no, I was not there. I did not go to celebrate Vanderbilt.
Why not?
winning. I don't give a shit if Vanderbilt won or not.
Why'd you go, man? Come on.
Kevin thinks since I moved to Tennessee, if you're listening, he thinks my voice is going.
I mean, it's just happened like in the past like 2 years.
I don't think it's happened. Well, I haven't
never
even
happened.
been here for 2 years,
I don't
so
think it's happened.
Molding words
I've
together.
always been talking on this.
I don't think I sound like that at all.
I don't think so.
But Kev, I know Kev stayed up. Chase, you stayed up and watched the Cal game, didn't you?
I did not know.
Oh, you
Which
didn't stay
game?
up. The Miami and Cal
Miami
game
game.
where Cal had like a 25-point lead on Miami, then fucking.
I was
Fucking
up.
suck dick.
I watched
and
like
let
the
'em win.
first quarter.
That's right. Jose watched it. Jose was up too. He watched it.
Yes, man. Forgot about me.
I just. How did they do that? How did they?
Same way we.
I don't
did
think
it last
Cal's
year.
that bad. Did what?
We came back and squeaked out wins. That's what Miami's doing. That's
Yeah,
what a good
that
football
wasn't
team does.
I don't think we came back that much though.
I mean, 25 points. Like, I mean, was it?
that's
I don't
true.
think it was the third or the fourth. It was in the second half. They were. I mean, and then that
At least they're
target.
showing that I'm not too afraid. I just don't want them winning the championship. Like I'll cry. I'll cry.
No, I looked at their schedule. They're gonna. I mean, if we can't upset them, they're gonna go undefeated. Their schedule's a
they
fucking
have an
joke.
easy schedule. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't care. They're going to the playoffs. I'm accepting that.
Oh, no,
I'm
I
just
don't think
saying,
they're
I
gonna
don't think
win.
they're that good. I think they
I
get
would
beat by a
love
couple
to
teams.
be the team that gives them that loss though.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be
you
glorious.
give them the loss, but it's still not
I
going to
know,
hurt their
I
chances
know,
of the playoffs.
but I just
But
want to beat
in
them
this
so
year,
fucking
to
bad.
beat
Jose
Miami would
locked
be
in,
absolutely
bro.
amazing. Yeah, if you look at their
Jose,
schedule,
you
Why
could have
join
took
the
the night
podcast?
off. You could have
For
took
real.
the night off.
This is the rule
Why?
of thumb for
Chase
all you guys.
watches
If you
every
think you're going to watch a
time
game the whole time while being on the podcast, just don't join the podcast.
I would never.
Uh,
I would
we
never
need-
do that.
We need this guy on our offensive line right here. Let me show you
Yes.
this guy.
we need some whales. We need some big guys.
We need some what?
Whales.
You can't say that.
Wales.
What's wrong with saying whales?
You seen this guy?
We need some whales.
Which guy are we talking
I
about?
need some
Oh,
whales.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Is that Penn State?
Yeah, look at that big motherfucker.
Is that Penn State?
That's what you call play to
Look
the
how
whistle,
little
baby.
that
Let's
guy
go.
is compared to
Bro.
how. That's
That's
the
what
size
you call
difference. That doesn't
playing
look
through
real.
the fucking whistle.
Who?
That is
What
talking
team is
about.
this?
UCLA and Penn State.
Oh, UCLA is a.
We did
yeah, they
actually
suck.
play some younger offensive linemen finally. Andre Otto, who's the guy that got called for that hold that wiped
Yeah,
out
and when he got
35
yeah,
yard. He got his ass. It wasn't a hold. He
Steamrolled.
just got fucking steamrolled, and the dude tripped over him. And then we
Andre
also played
Otto.
Jalen Early. So two younger offensive linemen got some play. I'd like to see Julian Armella get any fucking playing time.
Yeah, me too.
Come now, Julian.
It's kind of crazy how you know backup offensive
Yeah, you're
lineman.
fucking
Well,
nerd.
his dad
Fucking
was
nerd.
he was like our big
That
like
surprises
signing, like,
me
3 years
0%.
ago because his dad played at FSU and he was like a high 4-star recruit.
That big boy is a sophomore. He's 6'4", 346 pounds.
He moves pretty fast.
And that guy at UCLA was like me.
Yeah, right. The
Like, put
220 made him
Kevin out
look like
there.
a fucking like a baby tree. That's wild.
That man came around the corner. He was like, "You want me to do what? Like what?" The?
I'm gonna block this guy. I don't think so.
You got to hold the edge. What are you doing?
No.
And then he's like, "All right, let me get back up." And the guy's like, "Fuck."
He's like, no, the fuck you won't. I ain't hear the whistle yet.
We're gonna switch this up real quick, just to get Jose's eyes on this screen for fucking at least 30 seconds.
He doesn't want to swing!
MLB.
Didn't look at the screen the whole fucking time.
Not
Fuck
the
you,
whole
Jose.
time.
See,
Not the whole
I
time.
believe it.
Jesus, Jose.
Go.
Hey man, update. What's the Yankees doing right now, bro? Come on, talk to us. What
know
we
you know.
doing?
Well, currently,
Must be 10-0 the way you're reacting over there.
It's game
no,
over.
it just gave up a lead. It is the
You gave up the lead?
So you were
it
winning this whole
is-
time.
karma.
Well, no, we were up 1-0. It is the top of the fourth. It is 2-1 Kansas City with a runner on second.
OKC.
So okay. Really weird.
Oh, 100%. I hate the Yankees. It has nothing to do with you. It's just the
I
Yankees.
know, but it doesn't really matter that you hate the Yankees because you don't really have a baseball team. So I don't really care that you hate the Yankees.
It's not true. He's an Orioles fan.
The big O's.
Right?
That's right.
They
he
did what the
is.
Braves did. Yeah, 0-2.
Bah,
Well,
I do know.
MLB playoffs going on right now. Obviously,
Yep.
it is my team is the only one that's in it right now. But I don't know if anybody else is watching. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. Thank you. The Guardians and the Tigers have a pretty good series going on. The Tigers tied that one up 1-1. I don't know if you all saw. Thank you. I need to start pausing for these sound effects. This will be a good one for those sound effects. Did y'all see Jurgensen
shot.
lose his shit on Dodgers fans yesterday?
Because he handed them a ball and they threw it onto the field.
Yeah, they pegged him. They pretty much threw the ball at him, and so he freaked his shit. And so then a bunch of angry Dodgers fans started throwing shit on the field in the middle of the game.
He was being nice. He literally walked up and handed the Dodger guy a ball.
Yes. And then the thing is that, of course, then he got pissed off that this guy threw the ball at him. And so then he starts
What's his
barking
name?
at fans. Jurgensen Profar.
Jurgensen profile.
Thank you. The best part about it is that the Padres ended up winning 10-1. So I'd be throwing shit on the field too if I was a Dodgers fan at that baseball game. Especially because those motherfuckers paid a couple $100 to sit out in the bleachers.
At least
10-2.
Playoffs?
10-2 the
Definitely
Padres
more than
won.
that.
What are Yankee playoff tickets in New York? What do they run right now?
Oh, outrageous. I mean, I don't know.
All of them, no matter nosebleed, they're
If
all.
I was gonna sit in the awful seat.
I mean,
Don't Google it. I figured you would know as a Yankee fan.
Why would I know that? Why would I?
Because
why
you're
would I
Philly.
know?
You're a train away from going over there. I don't
I know,
understand
but
you
I'm not in
Chase.
Philly right
Well,
now.
your teams. Well, not now, but eventually you'll be back in Philly, and they'll probably still be in the playoffs.
So here's my thing, right? I know that as a fan, I can watch a game and be like, "What the fuck are these guys doing, yelling at fans?" You're playing a game. Just get over it. The fans are always going to bark at you. But is he justified to be getting at it with fans, Ronnie Artest fans? He wanted to fucking jump in there.
I mean, if
kill
someone
somebody.
throws a ball at you, that's a game changer.
Yeah,
It's a little different if someone's throwing shit.
I agree.
directly
If
at
you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back.
Well, I mean, I remember back in the day they used to throw batteries and shit.
Yeah.
That's true, but if I'm a player now, it's all right, you threw that, okay, cool. That guy right there gets kicked out. I'm gonna keep playing this fucking game. I'm in the fucking playoffs, focused on the game. But he was so heated at this guy that just had to throw that baseball back at him.
It was at Dodger Stadium though, too, right?
It is, yeah.
I'm sure
Just to let you,
I don't think any
real quick.
Oh, sorry.
Real quick, Kev. I just want to say it. Back on the tickets.
Okay, yeah,
$70
for sure.
gets you really good seats, in my opinion. Honestly,
$70
You can, from $50 to $100. I feel gets you pretty decent seats,
ain't
in my
bad.
opinion.
for
Yeah.
the playoffs. That
Where
ain't
are
bad
those
at all.
on
Not
the
out there.
bleachers
Playoffs.
somewhere?
One of them was right behind the foul pole. Is that the technical term, right?
Yes, right field
Is
or
kind
left
of
field?
in your view, but it's it looks like 10 rows up.
Probably left field.
What do you mean technical term? What other kind of term would foul pole
I didn't
mean?
know because sometimes I'll call refs umps, umps and refs. I was I just want to make sure it was called foul pole.
People correct you when you do that?
Hey,
his
sir,
name's fucking
sir,
Jose.
no.
He's right there in the top right corner. 100%
That's
would
not
correct me.
accurate.
But yeah, there for me for $70, even if they're not decent, for the let's just say the Yankees win it all,
For
and
the
you were like,
experience.
hey, I got to see one of those games in the playoffs. It's worth it.
Absolutely. I'd pay double, triple that to go to a playoff game. I would have definitely have paid that amount of money. Now I know that we've just got finished talking about FSU, but there was some positive FSU related news on Saturday when
we go.
former Seminole great Luke Weaver, the current Yankees closer, had his first postseason appearance. Went an inning and a third, got 3 strikeouts, got the 4-out save. So it's a pretty proud moment to see a Noel out there doing work. He's worked his ass off.
He has.
He's been on some
been.
rough teams. He had a rough go with Cincinnati and
Got
Seattle.
demoted from being a starter.
Yep, and it looks like he finally found his groove, and he took over that closing job in September. And I'm pretty fucking stoked to have him out there.
You sound super energetic about it, like just over the
He's
top
great,
proud
man.
right now.
Hype train.
He's great, man.
He's so
He was
awesome.
actually probably my
Dreamweaver.
favorite player when he played at FSU, and he started off so good in St. Louis.
He was your favorite player?
Favorite player and his time
Ever.
No,
His
I heard
time.
it. I heard
One
ever.
of.
Yeah,
I heard
you already
ever.
said it.
One of.
Locked
There's
in.
one of.
He's
Luke
definitely
Weaver locked
not
in.
my favorite all time. No,
Who's your favorite all-time?
Put that on the record.
It's got to be Buster Posey.
Buster Posey's up there. Matt Diaz.
Buster Posey, who's now the president of baseball operations for the San Francisco
Indeed,
Giants.
he is.
That
We talked about that last time, didn't we?
Mayor Adamson pointed out how we had gone to go see him his rookie year, and I think
Not
it was
all of
Kevin
us.
that
Some
that
of us did.
I'm sorry. Chase turned that invitation down.
He
I
hated
don't know
me.
why.
I think
Still
I
does.
think it was
Still does.
Look at him. Look at the hatred. He's
This
like,
guy
I
decided
fucking
not to
hate
come.
Kevin. Look
Still
at him.
waiting on that invite. Whenever
Wear
he
the
wants to
Braves
do it.
shirt and everything.
true.
Didn't want to go.
This group would not
Never
be,
got invited.
Who knows if there would even be a podcast right now if it wasn't for the first man trips that these groups,
Why?
that these guys took. We bonded on those on those trips. We became
He's
close
just trying
friends
to
on
rub
those
it
trips.
in, Kev. Just let him do his
And
thing.
and this all started because we wanted to go see Buster Posey his senior year.
Posey's posse.
You mean
His
because we
rookie
were
year.
friends and we decided to get together
podcast
and
with all your fucking friends, Kevin. I'm saying, we had plenty
actually
of extra time.
pretty much, yeah.
Never mind.
So it's just you guys.
Stop that.
No.
Love you, Dad. Love you guys so much.
Love you, Dale.
Anyway, going back to this, I want to ask
don't
the
have to.
Braves fans. We are, because you gave me an opportunity to do it.
I mean, you're
And
so
what else are we
energetic.
gonna
If
do?
you could just up it a little
what else are
bit,
we
just
gonna
give
do?
me a little pep to step.
This is. I'm not your fucking
Little pep.
clown. All right, I'm not.
Michael just sent you a dick pic.
I'm here to. Oh, okay.
See, you see the energy level. You know what I'm talking
This
about.
is
That's what I'm talking
immediately-
about. I'm not asking for
Ooh.
more. I'm
Ooh.
saying a little bit. Maybe put a smile while you talk.
The Phillies and the Mets are tied. If you had to pick one,
I
Oh,
want the
if
Mets
you
to
had
win.
to pick
I
one,
love where your head's at, Kevin.
who is it?
I want the Mets to win.
Yeah,
Phillies
fuck the
knocked
Phillies.
us out back.
Mets
to
or
back
Phillies?
Philly,
Yeah,
all
Phillies
day.
have knocked us out a couple times.
No,
Yeah, fuck
the Phillies and Philly fans fucking suck. I mean,
I like
New
the
York
Philly
fans too, but
I like the team. One of my friends live there,
No
so
offense,
I hope it'll boost their economy out, which then might trickle down to Jose, and he might maybe get some of that benefit. So I'm here for Jose and the Phillies.
Nothing,
Red October
nothing
is
about
pretty
it.
fun
I really
in
hate
Philly.
Phillies fans, and I hate
Red
that they knock us out
October,
back
did
to
you
back.
just call it?
So,
That is
I
what
believe
that
that's
is
what I
They
heard.
call it. That is
Did-
what they call. That is
Stupid.
What do you mean they? You the way you just said it, it sounded like
He's
we.
part of it.
No, I'm not actually. I'm literally watching the Yankees game right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Is it a matter of time, Kevin?
I don't hope so, but I
Is
have
it
a
a
good
matter of
feeling.
time?
What are you doing?
Nothing. Just talking to
Okay.
you.
Anybody else want to drop in any baseball stuff before we jump into NFL? I don't want to.
I would be going for the Philadelphia Phillies. For me, if I were to pick a team, I like Bryce Harper, I like Kyle Schwarber, I like Nick Castellanos, all good players. Some of them former Cubs. So yeah, go Phils.
isn't just
Gross.
Over all the teams
What?
that are currently in the playoffs?
Isn't just one of them a former Cub?
I
Of
said
one
some
team?
of them. No, Nick Castellanos played for the Cubs. Thank you very much.
Castellanos? Nick Castellanos?
Nick Castellanos.
Yeah, there you go.
Castellanos.
Now I know who you. Now I know his name. You said
Sounds Spaniard now.
Spaniard.
Castellanos.
Castellanos.
All right, guys. Real quick. And
Perfect. Too long. A little bit too.
That was
A little
sketchy.
bit too
That was
long, but that was
sketchy.
close. That was close.
It's not as sketchy as Jose just leaving his video
There you
on
go.
and off throughout this
Bye.
episode.
There you go.
Guys, please check out 7 Minutes on YouTube just to see Jose
gotta.
sketch out because I think he just jacks it off. I think Michael sent a dick pic.
Jack in
Joiking.
off.
That being
Joiking.
said, we do have some fantasy talk, so I kind of hope like Imone and Mike are like listening to this with their kids in the car and that happens.
What's that? I was told not to talk like that. Right?
Talk like what?
What?
Y'all told me not to talk about that.
I don't feel like we said that.
Who said
fine.
that? You're a weirdo. All right, studs
Stop-
and duds. Haven't heard much from Chris. Chris, give us your studs and duds, bro.
Studs. is a gentleman from Green Bay because I had to drop shitty ass Bengals tight end, Mr.
Let's go.
Come now, Tucker Kraft. That man said, "I'm gonna have a day for you." I did start him, and he got 4 catches, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a nice 24.8
bro.
points.
I did not start him.
I'm very happy with
Kraft
that.
Yak and cheese is what they're calling him now.
No,
Watch out.
they're not calling him that.
Yak, get it? Because yards after catch.
Thank you for breaking
And
down.
cheese.
Yeah,
We got it.
you could
We
stop.
got
You
it.
could stop. Stop.
And
stop.
then yak is
Painful. Let's see.
like cheese.
Stop saying it.
Oh,
I
we're
don't
still
need to
doing
hear-
it. We're still.
Because
We're
there's cheese
still
in it.
Anyway, so we're done. My dad was also in another league, tight end, Hunter Henry, 4 catches, 32 yards, 5 points. Come on, bro. I'm trying to beat Chase. That ain't gonna do it. I'm trying
Well,
to beat Chase
luckily
right now.
for you, Derek Carr has negative points. So.
Good. Fuck Derek Carr. Down he
Good.
goes. I haven't won in this league in Fields League. I need a fucking win here.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, it's tough
You gonna be
times.
all right?
Football's. Nah, I think I'll be all right if I can beat
You
Chase. it'll be
sucked
good.
last year too in that league.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that. Pointing
Jason,
that out.
come
Sure
on,
do.
man.
No, I'm not sorry about it. It's his
I don't
fault.
want you to be. It is 100%.
I don't want you.
It's those people
I don't want
that
you
don't
a lot.
perform for me.
Hey, you need to relax without calling out those people. All right, like
Those
chill,
football
dude.
players.
You're a white guy with a backwards cap and glasses. You don't have too much room to
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Hey, on Cup to Cup, we don't see color, Jason. Come on.
That's stop. No.
speak here.
Stop, no.
Stop. No.
Oh, apparently Jose sees color. Sorry, folks.
Sounds like Kevin.
breaking
we were
news.
trying to not be a
College.
racist
No.
podcast, but Jose is all for it.
Jose, bro, eyes go, studs, duds. Let's hear it.
I'm not playing fantasy
In it.
football.
On it.
Oh,
Moving on.
okay.
That's
Eyes
right.
back on.
Doesn't play.
Eyes back on.
Back to the game.
I got it.
See you
I'll
later.
I'll be fast. He's not my lowest scoring, but for back-to-back weeks, he's kind of sucked dick, and his name is Allen. And he needs to stop. All right.
A last name, a
Wait,
first name.
do you have a
Who?
first? Or there's lots of people on
There's
this.
Which
one
Allen?
famous
Does he just have
Allen
one
in this
name?
entire
Josh
league.
Allen?
His name's
Josh
Allen.
Josh Allen Hines, you know?
Yes.
Alan
It's
Lazard?
Josh Allen.
Brian
bro.
Stevenson.
Definitely
Josh Allen
Stevenson.
has sucked dick in the last 2 weeks.
Oh.
Given I think it's around roughly, under 10 points, averaging like 8 to 9 points a game, which is terrible for a
He had a
quarterback.
bad game.
So step it up. I'll give him credit. He did get that touchdown with Coleman. That was pretty dope to see. That being said,
did most of the work on that one.
I did forget. I was wrong when I said this to you, Chris. I did start Kraft as well, so that is a stud. So.
Wait.
Well, that's awesome. I like that. Now you need to put a Duval, and then what's Chase? What are the Dolphins? What do they do?
Fins up.
Fins up, baby.
They just say fins up, or do they do like
what they
a
say.
Hey, stop. Your
Jesus,
Duval
Jose.
Chan's gay too. All right. So
It's not gay. You can't. It's not gay.
it's
it's
not
not
Why
straight.
should be gay, Chris? What's wrong with it being gay?
Yeah, Chris.
Chase,
Be careful.
you're on that fine line.
Last
Chase,
week you associated
on that
yourself with fucking Ti. Now this week you're
Well, we
saying
both
you
did. I don't
like
know
it.
why everyone called out
Teetering
Chris
on
and
the
T.I.
line
because I
here.
called out Chris as well, or I called out Ti as well. So,
Hey.
Flirting with
We're
that
on the same
line.
boat.
And be careful.
Chase,
No.
you're looking cool as a cucumber, bro. What we got? Studs and duds over there.
Yeah, Jamar Chase had himself a game. 10 catches, 193 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That'll do it.
Fucking damn.
Yeah.
Come on, Jamar.
And then on that same team, Baltimore defense with a solid -2, giving up 38 points.
Fuck.
That'll
It's
hurt.
terrible.
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 It could be Derek Carr if he doesn't step up because I was
Come on,
projected
Derek.
to win coming into tonight. But
Keep it going down, Derek.
Yeah, I
apparently
might start
Chris is gonna
Lawrence
get that
if
win.
he puts up numbers like he did this week, which weren't great, but compared to Allen, it was fucking amazing. Kevin, what do we got, dude?
Overall, not the best week fantasy for me. We had lots of duds, including my tight end replacement because apparently Evan Ingram just doesn't play football for a living.
He's coming back this week in breaking news.
That's what
He'll
they
be back
said
this week.
last week.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
No,
so I don't trust
I know people. He's coming back
fucking
this week.
Shit, all of what fucking Evan Ingram's doing with his life. I did drop a receiver to pick up David Njoku. Yeah, good
Chances are
pickup,
pretty
right? Yeah, right. 1 catch, 14 yards. Piss off.
Thank you, David.
Yeah,
Deshaun
piss
Watson's
off.
his quarterback. I mean, what do you expect?
He doesn't even want to be there.
Between him and the great, amazing Debo Samuel, who gave me 1 point. Fucking
Debo.
Shit in the bed. My one highlight was Dak Prescott. Thank you. 16 points.
Did you see he's the only quarterback to throw 2 picks on 2 different days in the same game?
That's hilarious, actually. I didn't see that.
Oh, because it went into the next day.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
How about, wait, 2 picks on the same day?
No, on different days in the same game.
Same game.
He threw 4 picks that game?
No, he only threw 2 picks.
He threw
Oh,
2
I thought you
picks.
meant he threw 2 picks
threw
and
one
before
2 picks
midnight
a
and
day.
then threw another 2 and then after midnight.
No, he threw 1 before
One and
midnight
one.
and 1
So
after.
1 pick in the same game.
That's pretty fucking
in 2
awesome.
different
In
days.
2 days, yeah. 2 days, 1 game, 2 picks. That's funny.
That's crazy. Good
of
stat
Famer, bro.
there, Chase. So yeah, that's all I got.
I got it. Jose, unmute yourself. Unmute it, dude. Unmute your fucking self.
Come back now.
Make him go last.
Overreaction.
Chris, you can go.
Hey, man. Jags finally were the lone winless team. We back. Guess what? Jags win the fucking division now. That's the spark the Jags needed, baby. That is the
Great
spark we
overreaction.
needed. Beat the Colts. They're
don't
1-1 in the division.
I think that's ridiculous.
We've got the Bears. We've got the Patriots.
You
It's time
better
to get
beat the
on
fucking
track.
Bears, dude.
I'm
not
I'm
gonna
so
beat the
tired
They're
of
not
you
gonna
guys.
shut the fuck up. We're gonna beat
No,
the Bears.
you guys always play our fucking rivals and you never do anything against them. Fucking do something.
Hey,
Just
man,
do
we're doing
something.
it.
You're like a dead fish. Like fucking move.
Whoa. You
Beat
want to
'em.
hear it? You want to hear it? 34-21. Jags win right here. Call it here. You heard
No
it right there.
fucking way you're scoring 34.
Yeah,
We just
show me
scored
the-
37 points.
Against
Who are
who?
you playing?
True.
The Colts.
Who
The
you
same record
playing?
as the Bears.
The Colts?
Bitch.
Pretty much.
Bitch.
Definitely the same.
34-21. I'm going to write it down. Lock it in.
I
34-21.
like it.
That's your score.
Jose,
yeah, we're winning the
what's your
South.
overreaction, dude?
The throwback uniforms have magic. That's what we need to do. We just need to wear throwbacks.
Yeah, wear 'em
every
forever.
game. Throw the new uniforms away. Just wear the throwbacks. Then we will get a great lead. We'll try really hard to fuck it up at the end, but we'll
Just
still
keep it
pull off.
interesting. We just keep it interesting. that's
Just
all.
to keep it interesting. Just to keep it interesting.
Hit a base.
Okay. Kevin?
I'm gonna steal one from my boy Ty Schmidt from Pat McAfee show.
You don't know that, man.
I was just go back on mute, you little slut. Jordan Love's equal parts Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. I'm gonna say he's more like Brett Favre in my opinion. I told Jason this a couple weeks ago. Jordan Love is literally Brett Favre. Like, this man just slinging it, and he'll hit a 70-yard touchdown, and then turn around and throw a fucking dumbass pick six right to the dumbest pick six I've ever seen in my life. By the way,
When you got the defense, like, we're not playing at the caliber we want our team to play at, but when
Yeah.
you have that kind of defense, I'm kind of okay with it.
Jordan Love's
but-
more of a gunslinger than Aaron Rodgers. Rodgers is a no risk. He'll barely take a risk here and there. Whereas Jordan Love's like, fuck it. Jared Reed's down there somewhere,
Let's get it to him. Let's try to get to him. Let's see what happens.
and it worked, on that play particular. Okay, so Jason, what is your overreaction?
I don't know why you got so crazy.
Stop. Go
Go,
Knowles.
Knowles, go.
Go Knowles, go.
I
Is that how
said
it
this
goes?
earlier
never
before
been
about. I
their
think I
song.
said it
Yes,
about him
it
before.
has
Kraft at the end of the
many
season,
years.
like I said, I think it was the first game of the season. He's gonna be the best tight end, stat wise, by the end of the season. Said it before, and I'll say it again. Yeah,
My fantasy team will love that.
bro.
I heard a
just
few
keep him on
people
your team.
mention Jared Kittle type player, and I can definitely see that in Tucker Kraft.
How's his blocking?
Very good, actually.
Yeah,
that's
no,
his-
yeah.
probably the
That's why
key
I asked,
part of
'cause
his game.
Kittle's known as a really good blocker.
Yeah.
So I didn't know
I don't
if
think
just
he's a
playing
Finley
receiving or
caliber.
whole-
Yeah, I don't think he's a Finley for us. But I think it's the
Finley's
next best
a
thing.
receiver, though. Like, Finley could split out to wide
Yeah.
receiver. And
But
still
I think
dominate.
he's got potentials. Like I do like his route running. I don't think he's he's got a goofy stride. I told this to Kevin. When he gets out in the open field, you can tell like, okay, yeah, you were a blocker before you were a catcher. Like I was like, but I
The
think
man
he's gonna
plays
be-
with fucking grit. You know,
yeah.
Which
He
means
kind of
he's a
gives me
big white
O'Leary
boy.
kind of
Yeah.
vibes, like from FSU. Like when he gets that ball, he's gonna get some yak, not because of like juking someone, but he's gonna run them over.
Does he wear gloves? Because O'Leary famously didn't.
Actually, I don't know. I don't know if he does or
think
not. I would
so,
assume he does. I feel like every player that catches
I wouldn't
the ball
say
does.
famously. I mean,
They
this
brought
guy's-
it up on broadcasts a lot. I was joking mostly, but
It's famous, Kev. Just deal with it. It's famous.
Chase, your
your
overreaction.
monotone voice could never sell whether you're joking or being serious.
I agree. This is why he's
I
gonna
was
poke.
kidding, Kevin.
I was just kidding.
FSU is
Mr.
found. It's quarterback of the future. This is the man. We can stop looking. No more transfers.
Stop looking.
It's
cancel
Brock
it.
Lesnar. I don't want another fucking transfer unless we don't have any other quarterbacks. Like, stop it. We
Transfer
found-
offensive lineman in there.
Yeah, bring in some O-line,
Oh,
please.
I'm at quarterback. Yes,
Chase, I think you're right because then you get. I think that's what Norvell like strives off of a leader, and that builds the culture, and then Norvell piggybacks that. So we have him for 2 more years. You have another Travis.
We could, in theory, have him for 4 more years. Well, 3
Yeah.
more years after this. He's a redshirt freshman. So
I'll take it.
yes, and
I hope to God he's at that caliber where we're scared that he's going to go in the NFL because he'd be a good top. That's a good fucking problem to
it's a
have. You know
great
what I mean?
problem. to
Yeah.
have. Yes.
That's
So
what you
I
like.
hope we're in that
this is
situation.
FSU's quarterback of the future. Stop trying to get transfers. Stop it. Just go for high school players for now to take over once he is done.
What do you? How do you feel about this, Chase? To maybe because I am very nervous about not giving players enough playtime now in the transfer portal like situation. Giving our backup quarterback, I'm blank on his name right now. I apologize.
Kromenhoek.
Giving him some kind of plays to go in there, like back in the day where they had what was his name, Lee
No,
and
fuck
Tebow,
that. No,
where they
no.
threw. You don't like throwing in a couple plays for a
no.
quarterback like that? Okay,
Hell
my bad.
no.
I was asking Chase, so Kevin, you
You
don't like
ruined-
Chase.
I'm not really.
Oh, I'm sorry, Chase show. Sorry, Chase.
I asked Chase first, so I feel like he
Don't
should
scream
answer
at
this.
me.
Anything,
First off,
I feel
I'm
like
a-
we need to
Who are
get
you
Trevor
talking
Jackson
about?
more reps. Personally,
Jesus, fuck off, Chase.
I had to say it. Come on.
You don't have to say. You put it out in the World Wide Web, and now we all gotta have to fucking hear about it tomorrow. God damn it, Kevin. So why don't you like it?
Because you ruin the rhythm of that quarterback. Like you take him out and you ruin the rhythm of it.
Okay.
Even just like one play, you bring him in
I
for one
hate-
play.
I hate
Fuck
something
yeah.
like that?
quarterback thing.
I and also like your mentality is like as a quarterback you're like, why are they taking me out? Like I can't do that. Like I don't understand.
I get it there. My only reasoning is to get him some plays to keep him in, like to
Or-
make sure like he feels a little
I'm,
love.
I'm so
Or-
fucking tired of worrying about people's feelings and
That's
how
what
they're-
it is, though.
I don't
But
give a
that's the
shit.
league.
And then,
It is
look,
the
if you
league.
don't want to go out there and compete for a starting quarterback job
here
at
we
Florida
go.
State the
Here we
university,
go.
then fucking get out of my
Whoa.
fucking university.
I hear you, Kev, but
We got
that's not
people
the
that
route
wanna
you can
play.
go. You can't. You're not gonna. It's you have to cater a little bit in these days, and you have to.
No,
If you
the fuck I
play
don't.
that route, Kev,
I don't have to
I
do
think
nothing.
that's. There is a fine line. There is a
Here's
fine line
better
with this.
thing we could do is just blow a team out and then he gets mop up.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's what I would like to see.
Yeah,
Won't
if we're up by
happen,
4.
but-
Yeah, we're never
Yeah,
gonna be up
he's
40
not gonna
points, but-
fucking stay. Like that's gonna keep him around. Like, oh, I can't wait to be the mop-up guy. Guys, mummy, look, I got in. Look at that.
I don't
This
think
guy
that's
wants
what-
to go out there and make the NFL.
I
So
don't think that's
if
what
he
Jason was saying, but I
not-
could be wrong.
okay,
No,
what were
I'm
you
not
saying,
saying
Jay?
that. I'm saying if you involve him in the team, so he feels that he's
Yep,
part
diary
of the
room, come
fucking
on.
team, I think he might be able to stay. There's a reason why we've lost a couple quarterbacks in the past. Is you get no love, you're out. I mean, I'm okay with that if he thinks they have a future. But I do not like the solo thing. This is fucking weird. So that being
Personally,
said,
I think Luke Kromenhoek would be dumb to transfer after this year.
Yeah.
Where I mean, even if Brock goes out and lights the world on fire, let's say we win the next fucking 8 games, go finish the season 8-5. He's
That dick
insane. I still think it would be dumb for Kromenhoek to leave because he is right now at this moment basically guaranteed the number 2 quarterback spot going into next year.
yeah.
And where is he going to go and start right away as what will
Fucking
presumably
Western
be a
Kentucky or
redshirt
something,
freshman.
you know?
Yeah.
Without having to compete.
Kentucky or something.
That you're right there because there isn't that much. There's not that much.
Yeah, and Brock's older,
plays
and
on.
if he does, like you said, light the world on fire the rest of the year and goes in next year, and let's say he has an insane year next year, he's draft eligible next year, and then Luke could be the starter the following year.
If you were Luke, would you want to bet on that though? As your own, like you have to think about yourself.
I'm not saying he shouldn't transfer at all, but I'm saying to me, transferring after this year makes no sense to me. He's most likely
You get a
going
head
to
start
go,
on everything that you're trying to get into though.
But look at what's his face that dipped
and just have to be the backup somewhere else.
Yeah, but what about what's his name? We never saw that one coming.
You got a better chance of starting
face that
somewhere
transferred
else
last
than
year?
you do.
Rodemaker, you mean?
Yeah.
If Brock finishes the year good, Now if he finishes the year average, I'd go in there and be like, look, I'm gonna take this offseason, bust my ass, and beat him in
and
the
try and
quarterback
take the
position.
starting job. 100%.
Yeah. But if he finishes off like red hot, like in FSU's like no fucking shot, we're starting anybody else next year, then I'd be like, hey, let me go see if I can get on fucking, I don't know, Southern South Carolina State. Then
Sounds terrible.
it doesn't sound good, but you're putting film on tape. That's all that matters. You're not putting shit on tape when you're sitting down at FSU being the backup quarterback.
He would be a redshirt freshman next year, so he would still have plenty of time if things don't work out for him to transfer and put plenty of film on tape. Arch Manning sitting behind Quentin Ewers, or sitting behind
Arch
Ewers.
Manning's making the NFL without even starting a fucking snap. It doesn't matter.
You
Like
don't think
that's
he wants to start though.
Yeah, I'm sure. But look, I'm saying Arch Manning is the fucking biggest like fucking name out there. It doesn't
And
he could
even he
literally
is fine
somebody would
sitting as
draft
backup.
him just based off of him and his genetics.
His last name.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Genetics.
Thank you.
I like ending the
nice
episode
fucking
on,
input. Yeah.
on a science note. I feel like that makes us feel incredibly smart and intelligent. And on that note, Kevin, wrap it up.
Okay. Make sure you follow us, Cup to Cup Show, on all social sites. Make sure that you go to our website, cuptocuplife.com. You can find lots of our merchandise, like the shirt I'm wearing right now, which is an old Pride shirt. It's a tank, so you can get out there. It's still nice and warm here in Florida, so get out there and you can get one of these nice hats that I'm wearing as well. What you can't get is Chase's Brave shirt, Jason's Packers shirt, Chris's Jags shirt, or Jose's Yankees shirt. You can't get that stuff there, but
Not
you can get what
available
I'm
there.
wearing. So, love you guys so much, and we'll be seeing ya.
Holla. It's like I didn't burp in the mic.